Yo, what's up, everybody? Today here, my name is Super Ninja Austin. I'm your host of the SNA podcast, and man, this is kind of somewhat of a big episode because this is my 50th and half 100 episode of doing this for like I'll say a month and a half now. And this is the wrestling news video part 7, or not part 7, the wrestling news video part 10. And we're going to be talking about the latest wrestling news stories and rumors that you need to know on this wrestling articles from Sportskeeda. Let's begin. And we're going to start off today with some David Taylor news. Now he said, "I'm the most dynamic, dominant wrestler the sports ever seen." Like David Taylor, 3-time world champion. And then this is right here, the 32-year-old David proved his wrestling prowess for the third time by winning the gold medal at the Wrestling World Championships in Belgrade on Sunday. Famously known as the Magic Man, Taylor boasted his achievement as he is now set to compete in the Olympics trials of April next year. And it says right here on Sunday, David Taylor faced his longtime rival Hassan Yadani on the world stage in the 86 kilogram weight class, pinning him down with an unexpected move. The American wrestler defeated Yaz 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 Yazadani. That's how you pronounce it. Hope y'all pronounce it correctly. But anyway, it's a Yazadani in a 9-3 lead. Moreover, Taylor now hold a 3-1 lead against his Iranian rival in the global finals after becoming the 2020 gold medalist at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021 and winning at the Wrestling World Championships in 2022 at his recent championship. Taylor admitted that his repeated rivalry with Yazadani keeps him motivated. Yazadani defeated him only once before in the 2021 World Championship. And it says right here, after winning the gold medal in Belgrade, David Taylor expressed pride over his glorious win and told the reporters of NBC Sports, I'm the most dynamic, dominant wrestler. The sport, I'm the most dynamic, dominant wrestler the sport's ever seen. And in his overall career, Taylor has earned 3 gold medals and 1 silver medal in the World Championships. Besides an Olympic gold medal, He also boasts 3 gold medals Pan in the Pan American Championships. Dave, David Taylor on facing the knee injury and thoughts about retirement. David Taylor experienced a knee injury in 2019 that made him undergo surgery. That year he could not defend his world title as he suffered from a swollen knee. Swollen knee. Finally, in 2022, he won the world title once again while enduring pain in his knee. And also, it led Taylor to think about retirement as he had pretty much achieved everything by then. The wrestler told NBC Sports, saying, "I just didn't know I if I wanted to do it anymore," he said. Furthermore, he said, "I achieved my lifelong goal of Olympic champion. I believed if could go to world championships 8 weeks later, I'd probably be done going there to in 20 going to 2021 world and losing it has hard. I mean, losing it was hard. My apologies. After winning the 2023 world title, David Taylor could become the third U.S. wrestler to win back-to-back Olympic titles. He wins the finals of the Olympics trial. But yeah, I don't really watch the Olympics that much, and I heard about this guy from a fellow wrestling from an internet wrestling friend of mine, and I did not know about much about the story until now by reading this on this article. And what you thought about? And then for those who watch, who watches David Taylor, I believe, yeah, whoever watched this guy, this American Olympian, what do you think about him in general? Like, and is he killing it in the Olympics? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna. It's a PWI 500 top 5 biggest stories from the 2023 rankings. And it says, according to the PWI, aka Pro Wrestling Illustrated, is widely regarded as one of the most credible and respected publications with the professional wrestling genre. The company was established in 1979, and today is the longest running wrestling publication in circulation. And it says right here, we rank Seth freaking Rollins number 1, Roman Reigns number 2, and Jon Moxley number 3, with Gunther taking the number 4 spot. El Hijo del Vikingo is number 5, and MJF's number 6. As you can see on this image right here, if you could see it very clearly, I'm gonna give you like 5 seconds to read it, get your time to read it. And if you need some extra time, you can just pause the video to read some more about it. And it says right here, in 1991, Pro Wrestling Illustrated began publishing its annual rankings, which is known as the PWI 500. The inaugural year had Hulk Hogan ranked number one, with Lex Luger hit number two. Ric Flair rounded out the top three. PW Illustrated determines its annual ranking system by using certain crit, critia or criteria, such as an in-ring ability, permanence of feuds, title ones, quality of competition, and rele- relevancy, relevancy, relevancy within the wrestlers' respective companies. The 2023 PWI 500 was recently revealed, and some major names are dominating the list. With that in mind, there are also a few surprises as well. Today we take a look of some of the biggest stories coming from the newly revealed ranking. Here are our top five biggest stories from the 2023 sports. Not sport. Pro Wrestling Illustrated 500, and it says number five, Claudio Castagnoli jumps 179 from the PWI 2022 500. And it says, after spending nearly a dozen years as Cesaro with WWE, Claudio parted ways with the company in mid 2022. He made his AEW debut at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, where he defeated Zack Sabre Jr., which is the guy that Bryan Danielson beat. Well, he's trying to beat this Saturday at Forbidden Door. Now it's a year and a half later that Bryan Danielson is going to face him. But a year and a half ago, it was Claudio when he made his AEW debut. But anyways, we got, after joining the AEW roster, Claudio aligned himself with some familiar faces as a member of the Blackpool Combat Club. And it says Claudio found himself back in his old stomping grounds after Tony Khan acquired Ring of Honor at the 2022 Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view. Claudio Castagnoli defeated Jonathan Gresham to become the new ROH World Heavyweight Champion. After dropping the title to Chris Jericho shortly into his reign, Claudio regained the championship after the Final Battle event. And then it says right here, Castagnoli came in at 12 on the 2023 PWI 500 rankings. This was an incredible jump of 179 spots from last year's ranking, where he came in at 191. Claudio's sudden surge is primarily due to his favorable creative direction since signing with AEW. And it says number four, we have Masha Samovic Samovich, hope I pronounced that right, by the way, became the highest ranked female in PWI 500 in history, with her theirs with her achieving this by there's an old saying that, I mean, by this article right here, it says there's an old saying that dynamite comes in small packages. That that statement fits with definitely fits with Masha Samovich, and it says right here, perf- perfectly at 5 feet 3 and less than 140 pounds. Masha has more heart than stature. Since signing with Impact Wrestling in 2016, Sl- Sl- Slamovich has soared in popularity and has become one of the top stars on the entire roster. The PWI ranking is is comprised of mostly male wrestlers. However, PWI it makes exception for the select a few top ladies who compete against women and men. With that said, Masha is arguably the very best in the world when it comes to intergender wrestling. Last year, Masha finished at 110 at the 2022 PWI 500. This year, she ranked 15 up to 95 spots from last year, making her the highest ranking female ever in the PWI 500. And up next, we got number 3, Solo Sikoa climbs over 300 spots to to 38 ranking. Solo Sikoa has enjoyed a career breakthrough over the past years. Solo has been the backbone of the bloodline, serving as Roman Reigns' muscle throughout the entire saga. Has Solo has been the most loyal to the tribal chief, and now he is primed to see his career take off to the next level. And it says right here it's possible that John Cena will take on Solo Sikoa, and it says it's planned on the Royal Rumble in 2024. What do you think about that, and who's going to win? Y'all let me know down in the comments below, by the way. And then we also got a message from here saying, well, when the 2022 ranking were released, Solo Sikoa came in at 401. This year, Solo Sikoa ranked or Solo Sikoa soared in 363 spots into the top 50 at 38. Now, th- now that thing, now that things have started to shift for the bloodline, and it appears that the stable has essentially been dominant or dismantled. Solo should see new opportunities arise as the moves forward in his singles career. And it says right here on number 2, we got Gunther ranks as 4 after becoming the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in WWE history. It says the past year has been a breakout period of for the WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther. After decades of the Intercontinental title record being held by the Honky Tonk Man, Gunther has the one to finally break it, becoming the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. And it says, and then now finally we got the number one spot is the Shield reunites in the top three spots of the PWI 500. During the 2012 Survivor Series event, a a mysterious trio of superstars dressed in black in interfered interfered in the main event in the triple threat match between CM Punk, Ryback, and John Cena. The the assistant Punk the assistant they assisted Punk in winning, thus remaining his title. This trio was revealed to be Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose, which he's also known as John Moxley now. Together, they made up a faction known as the Shield. What do you think about these top five rankings of these superstars? And do you think this was perfectly put together, or they should have put some other wrestlers that deserve to be in that opportunity that of at least some of these wrestlers or do you think some of these wrestlers did not deserve to be on the top, and someone that was underrated should have belonged on the top? Or what y'all think? Anything of the sword in y'all's opinions? Let me know about them down in the comments below. We're going to move on to the next news, which is okay. Let's see next. Okay, let's see. Um, Come on. And it says, next up we got remembering a genius, Lenny Pofo's greatest moments, which right here we got some Larry Poffo news now, because it said with the news of Jay Briscoe's passing still fresh still fresh, we now bid farewell to the genius Larry Poffo. And it says in the morning of February 2nd, the WWE Hall of Famer in France of Poffo, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, took to Facebook with news that Larry had passed away. And it says right here, according to, but they said right here, said with a very, very heavy heart, I've been asked to let everyone know about the passing of our friend and colleague Larry Poffo, Poffo, the the genius. Hopefully, I pronounced that right, by the way. And then And it says Duggan wrote on social media, RIP, RIP Delaney. And I ever remember hearing about this guy, but I hope he's in a better place. And I want to send my deepest condolences to his family and friends at this sad and difficult time. And anyway, before I continue, I'm going to turn on the light so you can see me clearly while I'm doing this podcast on the wrestling news. Okay, that's much better. Okay, let's see. Let's continue. We got some. We got some more. We got lots of more passing news. Sad and passing news now as wrestling legend Adrian Street has passed away at the age of 82. And it says right here, the wrestling world is grieving over the passing to of of UK legend Adrian Street. The announcement was made official by BBC, and it was noted that the 82-year-old had recently undergo brain surgery. And it says right here, known for the outlandish and can I say flamboyant attire and personally Street be competed in several promotions throughout the United Kingdom, in the Canada and the United States, and starting in the late 50s, and in wrestling his last match in 2014 during his time as an active wrestler. Street would win multiple championships throughout the National Wrestling Alliance and other Southern promotions. And it says right here, and it says here on this message on the top on the I'll say on according to the Wrestling Observer, I believe this is from. It says Street was credited with winning over 10 individual championships during their career. In addition, Wrestling Observer recognized Adrian Street with the Best Gimmick award in 1986 with Pro Wrestling Illustrated, listing him as the 171 of the top 500 singles wrestlers in 1992. And it says right here, a great showman in the tradition of gorgeous George. He was also an excellent technical wrestler and a very gentle human, being a huge loss for all of us in the wrestling community. Bill, after retiring from in-ring competition, Street, along with his wife Linda, opened up a wrestling school in Florida called Skull Crushers Academy, and a wrestling gear designer company, the Bazaar Bazer, I believe that's what, or Bazer, Desar Bazer. Hope I pronounced that right, by the way. The, the Street is even credited with creating the gear worn by McFoley's Dude Love character during his famous feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Other Others throughout the professional wrestling industry react like to the passing of Adrian Street is that as one might assume the loss of status in sequence has deeply affected many within the industry, especially those with close ties with the UK wrestling scene. And it says right here, some of them include WWE superstar Drew McIntyre, William Regal, and Impact Wrestling star Flash Morgan Webster, which he's formerly known as an NXT superstar in WWE, as a former NXT UK champion, by the way, teaming with Mark Andrews, of course. But it also says right here we have a Adrian Street was before his time a genuine trailblazer and one of the toughest men you could wish to meet. My thoughts goes out to his wife Linda and the rest of their family and friends. Rest in peace. And it says by Drew McIntyre. And there's a picture of him he saw when he last time he met with Adrian Street, according to his, I believe this is his Twitter profile right here. You can see the caption right here, and I hope you can see it. And I'm gonna give you 5 extra seconds. If you need more extra time, I'll recommend you to pause the video. And it says right here, Adrian Street was before his time, a genuine trouble. Oh yeah, I already said that, but I'll say, and this also says right here that I'm deeply saddened to hear of the passing of my friend and truly a one of off talent, Adrian Street. My deepest condolences to Linda and Adrian's family. Rest rest well, X, and he's like William Regal, which he commented that. And as you see right there at the bottom. And what do you think about this United Kingdom legendary wrestler passing away? And I may have not ever heard of him before, but I want to do the same with William Regal. Andrew McIntyre send a message on Twitter and give him my deepest, and I'm going to send you my deepest condolences and his family and friends at this sad and unfortunate time. And I'll love to hear that from you guys down in the comments below, that you send y'all's respective condolences too. And then let's move on to the next video, which is three best kayfabe wrestling families of all time. And it says right here, according to this news about kayfabe families, that's the greatest in the storylines. And it says right here, despite the kayfabe nature of professional wrestling, many real families have made their mark on the business names, like Hart, Noe, Guerrero, Von Erich, and even McMahon's have all left an incredible impact on the pro wrestling industry. And it says most real family members have turned out to have good chemistry in the wrestling also. And it says it is often difficult to was that real was that real realistic, and no, they difficult to realistically pass off unrelated individuals as family. That said, there have been a few kayfabe families that have found success in the business. And we're going to start off with number one, which is the Dudley Boys in 1995 in ECW wrestling. And it says right here on the note, we let, like, we let, like, no, we let take a look at three greatest kayfabe families in professional wrestling. And my mistake about saying Dudley Boys right away, but I'm gonna say this right. I say that right here, and I say three is the Anderson family, kayfabe extended family, and it says right here, on this day in JCP TV history 1985, this week across Crockett's three main event shows, there was a lot of these men, the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, the Andersons, the national tag team champions, are looking to clean up the tag division in arms of fixing to officially claim the TV title. And it says one of the earliest and longest lasting kayfabe wrestling families, the Andersons first appeared in the 1960s and continued to be a part of the business. To this day, steaming from a tag team known as the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, storyline brothers Lars and Jen Anderson were the first members of this clan to appear on TV. They were soon joined by fellow kayfabe brother Ole and their nephew Arn. And it says Ole and Arn would later find greater success in the Four Horsemen. Arn Anderson in particular would stand out as a re-owned singles and tag team superstar. I did not know Arn Anderson was all part of a kayfabe family with him being the nephew of three brothers of the Anderson family. No wonder he has the last name Anderson with his name Arn. Before he became a star as the Four Horsemen, teaming with the likes of Ric Flair and his kayfabe cousin or brother, and Tully Blanchard. But anyways, it says to this day, Arn is the most famous person to bear the Anderson name. In fact, he remains active even today in AEW, where he managed his son Brock Anderson. Aside from the main Andersons, other extended members of the kayfabe clan include Carl Anderson. Clan is Carl Anderson, C.W. Anderson, and even Ric Flair, who was often billed as Arn's cousin during their time in the Four Horsemen. And it says right here, although unrelated in real life, most members of the Anderson family shared certain pro, prominent not prominent certain prominent traits. They are usually big barely powerhouse type wrestlers who are bald or have a, re, a resetting hairline, a a resetting resetting hairline and have receding hairline and have prominent facial hair. They also often use the spine buster as a signature move to be made in Anderson made in Anderson. A a person must bear a convincing res, resem, resem, resemblance it says right here, resemblance to the rest of the members. The This allowed them to re, realistically pass off as relative relatives and kept them believable to the audience, uh, especially during a time when kayfabe was very strongly protected. And it says right here, number two, the Dudley family kayfabe half brothers. And it looks like we're gonna have some bigger, and we got some very more popular names, like probably like the 2 out of 3 popular names that's on this related list, because it's a tongue in cheek joke at the very concept of the kayfabe family. The Dudleys were the complete in into the facet in and it was an antithesis of the Andersons. Unlike the Andersons, who resembled one another well enough to pass off as relatives, the Dudleys were a group of men who were obviously unrelated in real life, but were presented as kayfabe brothers. And it says fans often remember the most famous brothers, Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley, as one of the greatest tag teams in wrestling history, although pre- presented as brothers. Bubba Ray was a hillbilly turned New Yorker, while Devon was a black man. The black man. The two were often joined by the smaller Spike Dudley, who also bore no resemblance to either one of these brothers in their ECW days. Often other Dudleys include the other Dudleys included the the imposing Big Dick Dudley and the indie mute sign Guy Dudley, the overweight chubby Dudley, and the Native American dances Dud- with Dudley in the perfect Dudley. And in the explan- explanation for the brothers' clear lack of resemblance to one another was that they shared the same father, but but each came from a different mother. It was in It was intentionally absurd origin story that drew humor for how difficult it was to believe. Which I heard about this, like about they have the same father. All these brothers, the Dudley boys, including the likes of Bubba, Ray, and Devon and Spike, who have the same father but different mothers. They're like half brothers in kayfabe, but they don't even resemble each other. They don't look nothing alike. Like, so this is obvious that it's just part of the show. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense for them saying like they're half brothers, with them having the same dad but different mothers. But yeah, I think it's for the best to keep it in kayfabe and not like make it sound like it's in reality for the best. And anyway, this is where he said, and is that in hindsight, the Dudleys were successful in playing off the need to maintain kayfabe in the first place, becoming memorable for intentional taking people of different looks, builds, and even ethnicities and passing them off a as a family. The Dudleys were were also more than capable of holding their own in the ring. Perhaps the most iconic part about the Dudley family was that none of its members had the Dudley sur- the surname in real life. And it says right, and also we got number one. We got the kayfabe brothers, the brothers of destruction, and Paul Bearer, kayfabe half brothers and father. And it says right here, there is no truer testament to the success of something kayfabe did in wrestling than for people to continue continue to ask if it was real. But the Undertaker and Kane's backstory was something out of the out of a Hollywood film. Yet the people behind these characters played their roles so well that some fans still think that they are brothers in real life. Yeah, it even made my own grandmother thought that Kane and the Undertaker was brothers. Like back in the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression era, and even from like recently, a couple or a few years ago, she even thought that too. It's like, ain't they really brothers? Like actually, it's all part of the show. Like, well, like they did a really good. She was like, she even said like they did a really good job making it look realistic and not even bring it up on screen like when the show was on that that Kane and the Undertaker are brothers, which when they're really not in real life. Like, well, I said the last parts of her version of what he said, but I was like, what? And I even recently discovered this like 6 years ago. Like when I said like something about like Kane and the Undertaker are brothers, and then and I believe it was even my own mother that pointed that out because someone told her that because we all of us as a family watched WWE in the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression and even some in the modern PG era, like and 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 they said that they're not really brothers; they were just playing the part, like similar to Edge and Christian. At first, everybody thought they were brothers, but they mistakenly revealed that they're not really brothers in real life, and then that's when we start thinking like, wow, like we thought for this whole time we were brothers. Like even my own sister too, and it was a huge shock that when we discovered that they really aren't brothers. But excuse me for a second. But anyways, yeah. And it says right here in The Undertaker and his manager Paul Bearer were said to have known each other since the former childhood barrier worked at the funeral home run by Undertaker's parents before it was buried down. The In the story, Undertaker's parents are parents and younger brother Kane were killed in the blaze. It says right here, parents and younger brother Kane were killed in the blaze. And it said when Paul Bearer turned the Undertaker turned on the Undertaker in 1996, he revealed that Kane had survived in the fire and that he was coming to ex, a, coming to a, coming to exact revenge, making one of the greatest debuts in wrestling history. Kane appeared at Bad Blood in 1997 and was a clear physical and, and, a, and was a clear physical match for his unstoppable brother. And it says right here, in another twist to this story, Bearer revealed himself as Kane's father, confessing to have an affair with the Undertaker's mother as a young man. Bearer raised Kane in secret to one day take his revenge. Over the years, both the Undertaker and Kane would alternate between teaming up and feuding with one another. Bearer would also switch alliances between the two throughout their many battles. When not involved in a storyline with one another, the Brothers of Destruction were able to build upon their legendary singles career as well. This storyline was so well played out that many fans believe it to be true despite the fantastical nature. Even today, where the secrets of the wrestling business are open for all to see, a noticeable number of people are still unsure if Mark Calloway and Glenn Jacobs are brothers. And then it's essentially giving thought no other kayfabe wrestling family will ever be as successful as the Brothers of Destruction and Paul Bearer the with the announcement that the Undertaker will be introduced into the 2022 Hall of Fame. All three members of this storyline may a family will sit forever among the greatest names in the business. And yeah, I still cannot believe that when I heard about Paul Bearer making that reveal and watching the replays of back in 1997 because I wasn't born at that time yet, and then when I watched the replay of it like many years ago and even recently, like I was like that was the storyline, like with Paul Bearer saying he had an affair with the Undertaker's mother, and that's how they're half brothers. Like, are you serious? Like, wow. Like, but yeah, like, and I was like, well, wow, like, and I said, I see why. No wonder that Randy, and then that's why Kane mentioned this even when he was in that feud with Randy Orton by when Randy Orton freezing Paul Bearer, and then Kane was like Paul Bearer is not my father like Satan is. Like I was like, wow, like, do you really have to say that? Like I know you're playing your gimmick, but who would want to claim their father Satan? Like not even Raven on Teen Titans would even do that. But anyways, what y'all think about these kayfabe families on the rankings of this top 3 list? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Next up, we have next up we got reasons that Roman Reigns, the Rock versus Roman Reigns will be the biggest blockbuster of the decade. And it says right here, fans have been speculating since the start of the year about Roman Reigns facing The Rock. Will there be a feud Roman and Roman and The Rock at WrestleMania? And if it takes place, then there are some reasons why this rivalry is going to be the best thing about WWE in the year. And it said, though not yet confirmed, as per inside reports, that WWE is trying to arrange a feud for this year's Mania. Fans have been eager to see both these superstars lock horns for a while. And it says if they're if they're if they're if these two superstars face each other, the the ratings will skyrocket in a very short period of time. And it says, as we all know, WWE has a competition. After many years, AEW is going head to head with WWE on many things, such as wrestling promos in production, and below are such of the reasons why The Rock versus Roman Reigns would be a big deal and a dream come true match for WWE Universe. And what do you think about this news article? About this news on the article about the tribal chief taking on his cousin, the people's champ, and would it really make the ratings go skyrocket? Y'all let me know down below. But anyways, let's move on to the next news story, which is next up. We got some Ian Riccaboni news now. We got and Maria Kanellis Bennett is the driving force behind the success of the Ring of Honor Women's Division exclusive. And then it says right here, if you haven't heard the ROH Women's Division is back, and it's better than ever. It, it says after a series of unfortunate events, mostly notably the COVID-19 pandemic, put the division on ice for several months. One woman has stepped up to help breathe the new life into the women's locker room, according to lead commentator Riccaboni. That 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 woman's name is none other than Maria Kanellis Bennett herself, and it says, and according to this article on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Kev Killiam, Killiam had chance to sit down with Ring of Honor lead announcer Ian Riccaboni. Riccaboni recently in the two touched on a number of topics, and it said he said right here the revamped Ring of Honor Women's Division, of fresh off a successful tournament to crown a new Ring of Honor Women's World Championship, was a major talking point. And it said right here, he said the tournament was put in motion by the return of Maria Kanellis Bennett, the first lady of ROH, made her on-screen return at the 19th anniversary show back in March, and Riccaboni says Kanellis Bennett deserves a huge amount of the credit for the success that has followed. I I think that's really key about the Ring of Honor women's division is what you see on television is authentic. Maria Kanellis Bennett is the person who is scouting the talent. She is the one talking to Booker T and saying, "Hey, do you have any students that are ready to do ready? Do you have anybody that's ready to break out? Or are they really to get a shot?" And he said, Riccaboni continued. Continued saying, she's the talking. She is the talking to. She she's the one talking to Mickey James and saying, "Hey, we'd really like to use Chelsea Green. We'd really like to uh have Allison Kay. We'd really like to have and Marty Bell to be a part of what we are doing. Can we bring them in?" And he said, "In," and she's the one saying, "Hey, we have these other talent. One person Booker T signed off on the the new ROH women's world champion, which known as Roxy at the time, in the 19-year-old defending former champion Sumi Sakate Sake and Angelina Love on her way to the finals. of the Women's World Championship tournament. Then she defended Miranda El Elias 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 Miranda Elias at Death Before Dishonor. Before Dishonor, I believe it's 17. Death Before Dishonor 17 to capture the gold. Riccaboni put over Maria Kanellis' experience and credibility as something that is helping the talent buy into what Maria is trying to build in Ring of Honor. Sir, centered around their new world champion. And what do you think about this reveal from Riccaboni on this interview from Sportskeeda about her being the reason why and getting the credit of why the women's division got successful, and we had the inaugural women's champion that's now on NXT known as Roxanne Perez, when she was known as Roxy of winning the ROH Women's World Champion, becoming the first ever. What do you think about this news article? Let me know down in the comments below. And hopefully I don't feel too sluggish. Like, I woke up real late. I walk all around my hometown, like taking care of other business outside of doing this blogging gig. And I hope you can bear with me because I'm doing the best I can with everything right now. Hopefully I don't be like this tomorrow night when I do the SmackDown review and the AEW Rampage review. But we got a few more news before we're done for today's video. But anyways, we got some Dark Side of the Ring news now. Or no, it's probably okay. Let's see right here. Okay, let's see on the next video. Okay, we're going to do a couple of these, and we'll probably do more later on. And it says right here, WWE Superstar sends a 7-word message aimed at Roman Reigns during his absence. And it says, Roman Reigns is currently on hiatus from WWE television amid his absence. WWE star in Bloodline member Paul Heyman sent
a message aimed at the tribal chief. In Reigns' latest defense of the undisputed WWE Universal Championship was against his own cousin Jey Uso at SummerSlam in the Premium Live event. During the closing moment of the show, Reigns received an unlikely assist from Jimmy Uso, who betrayed his brother. And taken to Twitter/X, Heyman questioned the WWE Universe if they had acknowledged Reigns. He also shared a photo of himself acknowledging the head of the table during his entrance. Have you acknowledged your tribal chief today? Wrote Heyman, and it says right here
on this tweet on Twitter/X, and I'm gonna give you 5 extra seconds for you can read it. And if you need some extra time to read it, I recommend you to pause the video to see it so you can read exactly what Paul Heyman tweeted.
And according to Kevin Sullivan, suggests the idea of Mike Tyson or Stone Cold Steve Austin being involved in Roman Reigns' WrestleMania 40 match.
And what do you think about about Kevin Sullivan's opinion on that?
Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And it says right here, Roman Reigns' opponent for a potential WrestleMania 40 match is yet to be confirmed. Wrestling veteran Kevin Sullivan recently suggested the idea of Stone Cold Steve Austin or Mike Tyson being a part of Reigns' match. Speaking on the Tuesday with Ticketmaster, he stated that Stone Cold or Tyson, Austin or Tyson, by that, should be the special guest referee for Roman Reigns' next match at the grandest stage of them all. He said, if you put a special guest referee like a Steve Austin or Iron Mike Tyson, or even one of the elders, from the tribal chief's family, there's so many ways you could do it. They're gonna draw even without it special referee. But if you want to put a cherry on the cake, get somebody like Steve, like a Austin or someone from the original bloodline, and they'll draw huge numbers. It says Reigns could potentially face Cody Rhodes in a rematch at WrestleMania 40. Earlier this year, in the main event of WrestleMania 39, Reigns successfully defended his title against Rhodes. There have also been talks of Reigns possibly facing The Rock in one of the most highly anticipated matches of all time. Who should Roman Reigns' next title defense be against? So sound off in the comments section.
Which I'm about to say, like, who you think that Roman Reigns is going to face next, and most importantly, who's going to face? Is it going to be The Rock, or is it going to be Roman Reigns, or is it going to be both men on one night each night? Y'all let me know down in the comments below, and then we're gonna
move on to the next news story, which is WWE is laying the foundation for another major AEW star to jump ship after signing Jade Cargill, believes a wrestling veteran. And then it said by wrestling veteran, it says wrestling veteran Disco Inferno believes WWE would push Jade Cargill to attempt AEW star MJF to jump ship. And it said over the past 2 years, two former two former top AEW stars joined the Stanford-based company, of course, after their after their contract after their contracts expired, while Cody Rhodes returned to WWE last year. Jay Cargill recently signed with the company. Fans now believe other AEW stars could follow the name path. And it says right here, speaking, and it says right here, speaking on Keep It 100 podcast, Disco Inferno stated, disclosed that that he believes Cargill is set to receive a significant push in WWE. The wrestling veteran claimed the company is seemingly laying the foundation for the AEW World Champion MJF to jump ship. And it says, I think they're just laying the red carpet out for MJF. He's ready to come over. They're going over there. They are just saying like, look, dude, you wanna come over and fight you. Why you wanna come over and main event a pay per view like for the belt? Like that's the type of push that they are giving to these people. He said at 117 to 131. It says right here, a 36-year-old superstar is willing to kick Jay Cargill's ASS. Check out the details, but we're gonna continue this wrestling news right here, which we're gonna read the rest of this right here. It says, what does Samantha Irving think of Jay Cargill signing with WWE? And it says, in a recent interview with an Attitude Era podcast, Raw ring announcer Samantha Irving commented on Jay Cargill signing with the Stanford-based company. She dubbed the former TBS champion. Star stated that she wants to see her face every female superstar on the roster. Irvin also expressed her desire to see the 31-year-old star join her on on Monday Night Raw, and it says the impact of her signing that says it all she's she's a star, and that it has said it all highly all anticipated. So excited. Obviously, I'm hoping I don't know where she's gonna end up. You you know where she'll start her journey, but know where she'll no, I will be more than happier to my girl on Monday Night Raw. I think it would be amazing, but she's gonna do damage probably everywhere.
And what do you think about uh, about uh, about Samantha Irvin sharing her 2 cents into this news with Jay Cargill joining WWE? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Let's move on to the next news video, which is is this is my WrestleMania top WWE star gained confidence after walking past The Undertaker backstage. And it says right here, performing at performing at WrestleMania is is always a a priority for WWE stars, and eventing event main eventing is the ultimate goal for most, with Becky Lynch being amongst the few who have achieved that feat. The the man recently opened up about the historic high high at WrestleMania 35 and her thoughts leading up to the show. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair and and Ronda Rousey headline WrestleMania WrestleMania 35 edition of WrestleMania, making the first time WWE featured women in the main event. It was un, undeniably a massive occasion, and it was natural for the performers involved to get nervous before the match. And it said the big time, and it's been stated that Big Time Bex spoke to Chris Van Vliet and recalled how she processed what would happen in the days leading up to WrestleMania. The Irish superstar envisioned and standing tall with both women's titles, and admitted and admitted she had doubt about her her pre her preparing her preparation. She was like, yeah, I think several times. I think the week before I was like, oh no, oh gosh, I was like the of like the gravity of what what we what we were about to about to do, like what it meant what it meant for the business, what it meant what meant just with culture or cult or the cal or cult culturally and the facts. This predominant dominantly male dominant industry was now for the first time being main evented by three women, in that I was going to be one of one standing at the end, holding two titles. Like, am I ready for this? What preparation needs to the that needs to be done? Did I did I do it or not? Do it or not? All of these things, of those you're ahead.
and Lynch revealed that she walked into MetLife Stadium and realized after going past the Undertaker and the event's magnitude, and that she had to enjoy every second. Becky gained some confidence from being in the pres- present presence of the dead of being in the presence of the dead man and other other greats backstage. She knew she belonged in the final match of the event and had to make it all count. It says right here, I remember, and she also says right here that to Chris Van Vliet that I remember when the day come just rocking up to the building, and like walking past Undertaker, going yeah, this is my WrestleMania. So do I do think I do think I really tried to enjoy enjoy it as much as I could on the day through when it came to like midnight, and we were able to go out there. Nerves then hit, and then and hit, and then he said, I think I did. Yeah, I think I could feel like you could sense that up well around it, like okay, this is cool. This is cool. I this is a movement. Uh, Almost people are getting behind this, and so it's very cool, very cool. How was and how do you think that Becky Lynch? What do you thought about this reveal? With this being revealed by Big Time Bex and the current NXT Women's Champion at this time, y'all let me know down in the comments below. Let's move on to the which I believe it's I'm gonna do. This is gonna be my final recap of the wrestling news on the article. It says Zelina, and we're gonna end this video right here. It's Zelina Vega sends out deeply professional, deeply professional. Sends out a deeply professional message ahead of SmackDown, saying Zelina Vega dropped some bars on social media, cementing her status as the queen of the Latino world order. It was a deeply professional message to her fans ahead of WWE SmackDown at the Golden One Center in Sacramento, California on SmackDown. The 32-year-old WWE superstar is waiting for another opportunity to fight for the gold. She lost to Rhea Ripley earlier this year. Earlier this year in Puerto Rico at Backlash, she also lost to Sky a month ago on SmackDown, and it says right here in a recent post on Instagram, Vega shared several photos and videos of her current journey in WWE. It included some of her best moments this year, including wrestling in Puerto Rico, participating in Money in the Bank, and her entrance at the Royal Rumble. And it says right here on the post that girls tell they team make them like ZV, they ZV, which is Zelina Vega, of course. And it says had to start blocking on IG, which is Instagram, so they can't stalk me. All they do is copy looks, steal music, and bits too. What want to see what bitchs do when they can't play me for a fool. And there's one of her photos right here, which is probably recent from the past couple of days. And what do y'all think about this? And what do you think about her future in WWE? And do you think she could get another opportunity for either of the women's championship on WWE? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And then tomorrow night we're also gonna have Rey Mysterio defending the United States Championship on against his fellow LWO member Santos Escobar. Who do you think is going to win, and what's going to be the outcome? And do you think that Santos Escobar is going to turn heel, or either of the results is, and most importantly, if either results is the United States Championship is going to remain with the LWO? Y'all let me know all about that down in the comments below. And I guess I'm going to end this video right here. And if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and comment down below what you thought about this video. And thank you guys for those who's watching. And then if you comment down below saying you like this video, I'll guarantee you with the big thumbs up and the big hearts up onto the comments on this video. And yeah, this is my 50th episode of the SNA podcast. Been doing this for 50 times. I cannot believe that. I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin, with this being the 50th episode of the SNA podcast, with this being the wrestling news video part 10. And make sure you subscribe and click the bell notification as well, so you won't miss for when I upload my next video, which that's tomorrow night with is going to be the SNA podcast, which is going to be SmackDown and Raw. Not SmackDown, Raw. It's going to be the SmackDown review, which is going to be episode 51 of the SmackDown review part 7, and episode 52 of the SNA podcast which is going to be the AEW Rampage review, which is going to be part 7 as well. And I hope y'all have a great night, and then I'll see you then. Super Ninja Austin, the Assassin, out.